Colin Kaepernick has come to an out-of-court settlement with the NFL in the region of $80 million. Now, let's have a look at what's happened since March 2017. He opted out of his 49ers contract in the March of that year, so that's 2 years ago, basically, give or take a few weeks. He hasn't played any NFL football. He hasn't even played in the CFL, which surprised me. He would have earned less money, but there was an option possibly open. However, there was alleged pressure put upon the CFL not to sign him. He's alleged that the NFL encouraged owners not to sign him, which will go in hand with the CFL owners also feeling the heat from their bigger cousins down south of the border. He wasn't the only player to reach a settlement. Eric Reid, who was the first player to kneel alongside him after Kaepernick started his protest movement all those years ago, also reached a settlement with the NFL. He's still playing in the NFL. Now, the big issue, this is the major point. Now, you may not be able to see the yellow writing down here. I've done it for my own benefit, really. The NFLPA supports the players and was prepared to continue to support and give evidence in court had it gone that far. That's a big statement from the Players Association. That's a big point. Now, what I wrote down was there's an upcoming CBA agreement in a couple of years, and there could have been a possible strike or lockout. Now, we've seen labour unrest in other North American sports, most predominantly in the NHL, where they've had 3 lockouts in my lifetime since 1993. So, this is big. The NFLPA are going out against the NFL, allegedly, and are prepared to support with evidence in court that says there's a big issue between the players and the owners in the league. There's a massive divide. And we've seen what happens when owners and players disagree. And this may not have anything to do with money necessarily. This is more to do with the principle of you were putting pressure on teams not to sign players. Now, I don't know if that was every single team was told not to, or if some said, sod it, we might, but refused because of the PR department and the NFL's pressure upon them. But that's a big talking point. Now, I know it's not very visible because of the lighting, but that is a big talking point. The payout, if I can put the note bene, note well in Latin, the payout is equivalent to 2 to 3 million per NFL team. So this is a sign of guilt from the NFL in my eyes. It is a sign of guilt. When you reach an out-of-court settlement with someone, that's generally the person paying the money is generally guilty in a labour dispute. We've seen this plenty of times with labour disputes and dismissals between high-profile people in business and the companies concerned. And we've seen it in the media with payouts to celebrities who feel they've been unfairly treated by the media and smeared, and the media pays out. It's normally a sign of guilt on the payee's part. So it's saying that the NFL probably did. Now, I don't disagree or agree with Colin Kaepernick's protest because I can't comment on American social issues. But had a British sportsman done a similar protest, I can comment on British social issues. Yes, there is a wealth inequality. Yes, there's an issue with certain minorities committing a proportion of crimes. There's a crime epidemic in certain cities. I can totally agree if Colin Kaepernick was a British athlete competing in British sport protesting, I can comment, I can agree or disagree with that. The fact he has the right to protest is there. I do think the protest had run its course and it needed a different way of protesting. The point, it got to the point where it was becoming more of a PR stunt than an actual protest and was detracting from what the issues are. He did it once, we move on. Unfortunately, some of these players decide to keep doing it and political pressures come in. That's right or wrong. It's divided a lot of fans, but this payout sort of saying, regardless of what Colin Kaepernick has done before and Eric Reid, it's basically it's a sign of guilt from the NFL paying these guys out. Because Colin Kaepernick was completely a free agent. Eric Reid probably would have got a hell of a lot less because he probably had a no-trade clause to certain places and a no-trade list. But he got paid out and is still allowed to play within the NFL. So that does show one rule for one player, one rule for another. And that doesn't sit well with the NFLPA. So there's a big division between the players and the league. We'll have to see what happens going forward. I don't think this is the end of this somehow. We shall see. As far as I'm aware, these are the only 2 players that have received payments from the NFL. But we shall see what happens. But Colin Kaepernick has received up to $80 million in payments from the NFL as sort of compensation for lost earnings. He hasn't played for 2 years. Whether he's worth $80 million over a 2-year period, I don't know. But 2 to 3 million per team sort of works out. Had he gone to each individual team and one team signed him, he would have been on a 2 to 3 million 1-year contract, most likely. So that, is it right, is it wrong? I don't know, but it's very striking It's been made public. I don't think the NFL wanted this payment to be made public, and it doesn't cover either side with a whole lot of glory. Let's be honest, because I believe Colin Kaepernick to be a man of principle. Whether I agree with his principles or not is irrelevant. And for him to take the money like that weakens his position as well for me. I think neither side comes out smelling of roses. But looking at the reaction on Twitter, the NFL has taken a big hit in public relations. It has. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your comments below, and I will have some more videos for you soon.